Show online at seclosounds.org.
You listen to the MooCamp Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds. And we've had football things to talk about. And the first one of those is a match we had against a team called Preston North End, which was last weekend, I believe, if I'm not very much mistaken. Would we care to discuss for a short while?
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do. It's one of those. We're contractually obliged
due to the unique way that Seclo Sounds is funded.
Yes, we have to talk about losses against teams who something about George Monk things. Make up your own sentence there. Yeah. So, what do we think?
I think that Gallagher was very poor for the tallest man in the world, except when he has to jump. Then he becomes the smallest man in the world.
That is, I mean, that's his ability to lower his head when jumping is Eisel-esque.
I don't really know what to make of them, either of the pair of them. We'll come on to the other one later on, I'm imagining. But
we might just mention it.
I'm hoping that they're going to get better, because I'm not impressed at the minute. I'm keeping my powder dry, Brando. Because it would be easy to just jump in and say, "You're rubbish, mate. Get out."
It would be for you, anyway.
Which is what most people round about me were saying.
Yeah, I'm a bit more relaxed about it at the moment. I think it's one of those things where certainly Gallagher seems to be kind of our sort of
the
player.
Two of them, isn't he? Let's be honest. I'm damning him with faint praise, but he is better of the two of them.
I think of the two, M and Church, he's certainly settled quicker. He looks to me more our sort of player.
What's your question,
Church? Go on.
Who would you rather have up front, right? Church or Heskey?
Heskey.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah. Anyway, back to the...
Or a Husky, as it stands right now.
Speaking about guys that are really bad, what did you reckon to Samir on Saturday?
I wasn't impressed.
No, let's be honest.
It's one of those, bless him, I think, he has the capacity to be such a fantastic player.
We've seen him be a fantastic player.
Yeah,
it's just at the moment, he's not even in the same postcode as his former self.
But he is for some of the game, and there's always bits of it where it comes off. But the thing I think we saw with him when he shifted into the middle was when he plays it simple, he can be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and it's worth putting into context, and that's what we'll mention later, he was a lot better last night.
He was indeed.
He was better last night.
He was weapons-grade pants on Saturday.
He was terrible.
And he's here tonight. Come on in, Samir.
Come on down.
Yeah.
Do you know what you should do?
What?
Try and pass it to someone wearing the same colour jersey as he's wearing. That's probably the first thing he's going to try to do.
But if he does that, he's just going to boot it into the stands because we're all wearing the shirt.
I'd rather Dan... vaguely old looking aside, that he did boot it into the stands rather than boot it into the the feet of a Preston player, which is what he constantly done. The guy was a nightmare the other day, but I really like him.
This is the thing, all right? I think he's great. I don't want him to go anywhere.
No.
I'm really pleased he's here.
Yes.
So don't, if you're listening, Samir, it's out. It's coming from a good place. We love you dearly. But yeah, just take it easy, man.
Well,
just
like
relax.
Ringo Starr, we're threatening you, but we're threatening you with love. Is that what you said? I can't remember.
No more fan mail. I have too much to do.
That was it.
Peace and love.
One of the most surreal press conferences ever, really, isn't it? Yeah, Ringo.
Speaking about things that were surreal, I'm on fire tonight. What do you reckon to our corners the other day?
Our corners, our crosses,
everything.
What a load of tripe! Absolute tripe.
See if a goalkeeper caught the first 25 a year corner.
You'd think you'd try something a bit different.
See the 26, you're thinking, but, I'm not going to do that.
The thing was, the keeper, they weren't just going into the 6-yard box. They were going all over the penalty area,
keeper.
but he was coming out for everything.
He was a good keeper.
But no one challenged him. No. I don't think it was we have a 6'4" striker standing there who was seemed to be nowhere near where the ball was.
There was a point about first half, and I thought, Jordan Pickford, he's a good, confident keeper. About halfway through the second half, once I've been able to see our set pieces up close, and I just thought, no, he's not that good. He's not actually having to do anything. He's had to do chuff all.
Floating the ball in. I'm doing it now with my hands. Floating it in.
He is. He's doing it with his hands.
Jump up and grab it. It was good.
That was very graceful, if I must say.
I thought Jennings and old, what's his name, Beneventi they made a world of difference when they come on.
They did.
Little and large.
Yeah.
I can see massive, potential.
You can see massive. That's Dale. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can see massive. And then after I've seen massive, I can see that little Spaniard. They were he was very good, wasn't he? You can see when he sharpens up, I reckon he's going to be a different class.
Hey, it's been that's the first mention of different class, I think, this season. So congratulations. I think.
But then again, by the time we brought them on, it was too late. I think we were done then, weren't we? Really?
I think Christian Flatt has to deceive in some cases. Yeah, I think you're right. He's going to be fantastic, but I think he didn't have to do much to look brilliant.
Not on Saturday.
On Saturday,
no, I think you're right.
And I think Dale looked far more dangerous than him. And there was that one. It was this game, wasn't it, where he ran 5,000 miles to get the ball. Dale.
He chases everything, doesn't he?
And there was no possible right that even a normal sized person would get it, but him, it was fantastic.
He's like a puppy that's been let off the lead for the first time, isn't he? Chasing something, just running everywhere.
It's worth saying, as much as we do have a laugh about Dale's current weight situation every other sentence, he's got a lot of pace on him.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you see the picture that they put up on Facebook last night of him?
No.
It's worth seeing. He's massive. He really is. He's a big fella. And he's out of shape. So there we go.
Imagine Brando in the back of a spoon.
Oh, he's a big man, he really is.
So I just say, we just had a tweet that says...
I'm not that fat, stop picking on me.
No, this says, to modders, geez, get back soon, the MooCamp is falling apart.
You're a cheeky monkey.
Thanks,
modders. This is Liverpool diet, this is Scylla. And modders has said he's back on Monday, and apparently that's good news. Well, it depends on whether we filled your seat or not, so-called Mr. Modders man. Yeah. You and your Liverpool fan club. To
be quite honest, getting back to the game.
Oh yeah, it was a game.
Strangely enough, even though we lost, I wasn't really that disappointed. To be quite honest, yeah. I mean, I thought we didn't really deserve to win. I thought we were just rubbish. Basically.
I was not by the result. I was disappointed to the point where, even remember it now, I would like to do a lot of swearing about it.
No,
I'm not going to.
No, you're not.
But
please.
I would like to.
The only reason I've ever had to edit this show twice
was because
it's sitting directly opposite me now.
Yes, and I'm not even a regular.
No. I think you were at the time, to be fair.
And then there wasn't, for the incidents are related.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, look, it was... I know what you mean. It was frustrating. It's one of those where you went into it thinking we've really got to take something from this if we're going to sort of stay in the division. And then, after last night, you can be a whole lot more relaxed about
that.
Because that cancels it out.
You see, just a final point before we move on. If we had a lost last night, I would have been disappointed with losing on Saturday, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just because Neil Lennon was there and I hate him, but it's just...
Neil who?
That was... Like, I still consider last night to be our first real championship game, if you know what I mean, because they are an established championship club.
Yeah, very
I know
much.
They're in a bit of free fall at the minute, thanks Neil and your big stupid mate, but anyway, we'll talk about Neil later on.
Neil who? Who's this?
Sedaka.
So Neil Sedaka, that's
Morrissey.
it. Yeah, that'll do. Morrissey and Neil Sedaka. Now there's a...
Neil Morrissey.
Oh, Neil Morrissey, Morrissey, and... Yeah. Okay, Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Someone summed this up, and I have no idea who it was, so whoever it was, I'll credit you if you tell me who it was. But someone said about the Preston match, it was Grayson's perfect type of game. Let MK have the ball and dick about with it for a bit before we hit him on the break or a set piece.
That's just a bit...
Did they say that before the game?
Actually, I don't know. That would be great if they had. But I think you could say that after every match we play against them. So.
I wonder if those two blokes with the chicken suits were there. I really do hope they were.
That's a really random thing to say, because I have no idea.
Are we talking about Bucks Fizz in the old people's home again?
And that thing...
Which two blokes in the chicken outfits?
When it showed... Do you remember when they lost and it showed it on the old telly? It picked two older guys out. You know how in the last...
Oh, God, I know what you mean. Yeah,
There's two blokes in giant chicken suits looking really depressed. It's very funny. The highlight of my whole season. Two old guys in a chicken suit crying. Anyway, moving on. Oh, it's me coming up next.
Yeah, you can speak now.
Right, coming up next section of the show, which I'm going to be honest is probably the best section, if truth be told. As by this point we've warmed up a little. Not tonight we aren't. And we're starting to feel in the zone. Ooh, controversial there. Which is very different to being on the zone. Where was that? God only knows. Oh yes, coming up, we've got our first dip into older franchise watch. We'll hear from me about what's going on the forums, and we'll talk about the glorious victory against Neil Lennon, Johan and Bolton last night.
Thanks very much. Oh, that's it.
You're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds, because you have no friends and no life.
This just in. Winky Winkelman, yes, him, today announced that the club has received another attempt by the Leighton, yes, so-called Orient board to win favour with their disaffected fans disguised as a complaint against us. Winky explained that the complaint had been received in the early hours of the morning in a slurred voicemail message that said, I don't even know what it's written. I'm not even going to sod it. I got a splinter up my bum from the rubbish seats in our stadium and it's all your fault, you rich sods. More on this once we've composed a suitable response, probably about, well, it was late in Orient, so probably like solid.
We give you 1,000 opportunities to use accents.
It's not clear
when
which
we
one
don't
that was supposed to be.
You use them. Well, I think it was kind of open.
Look, you don't have to spell it phonetically. I'm not Albie.
I can just imagine him trying to say phonetically, let alone spell it.
F.
We know it begins with F. Anything else is up for grabs. Okie dokie. Right, rumty-tumty-tum. We've just done that bit, so it must be time for this. Can someone... Oh, I'll do it. You can contact us by leaving slurred messages on our voicemail, accusing us of anything you like. We'll know what you mean, or alternatively, you can use more conventional methods. You can contact us on Facebook at facebook.com/TheMooCamp. Tweet us using the hashtag TheMooCamp. You can email us at radio@moocamp.com, although, to be honest, we never pick those up. Text 88885, but remember to start your message with "you started it," or else it won't reach us. Or you can text direct to the studio on 07848 930396. I don't know whether you remember, but last week we forgot to look at the phone until the end of the show.
Now.
We had 4 messages. We think they were all from modders.
I've deleted every single
Which
one.
is deleted, so we won't go to those. Okay, that's brilliant. But do we have any other messages?
We have. I've got to one right here. Well, Dan was about to read it there. Shall you read it, Dan? Go on, you read it.
Go on, Dan.
Wallace from Ballbeck Park has
Go,
texted
Dan.
in...
Read. Go on, Dan.
Could you be quiet, please?
Okay.
Wallace
He's
from
good at
Ballbeck...
reading, Dan.
It's
He
good,
really
Dan.
is.
Right, and he can cope with interruptions and everything as well, which is good.
Which is a good job.
Yeah.
Pete from MK1 has texted in to say Robbo out. Wallace from Ballbeck Park has texted in to say, I don't think Saturday's performance was all that bad. It's a sort of game we should be winning, but it's early days. Come on, you Dons. Dan.
I can't even do
Come
it.
on, Dan. Come on.
Carl from MK1 has texted in to say Robbo out.
Malcolm from Leytonstone has texted in to say that Milton Keynes... Sorry, I have to... Right, I'm going to stop the music for this. This is that good. Malcolm from Leytonstone has texted in to say that Milton Keynes is an anagram of Tinsel Monkey.
That's very good.
I think that's the fancy dress costume for this season sorted.
How cool is that? That's the best thing. I don't want to test it in case it's wrong. But that, I mean, it looks right. Tinsel Monkey.
Paul, you've got a lot of free time. Can you work that out and just send
Paul,
us a
have a look
message?
for us.
Paul Harris.
Cheers, mate.
Anyway, last one.
Paul from Winslow, he has texted in to say that he thinks that probably the most impressive thing about Saturday's match was the contribution of Simon Crampton.
He said something about that last week as well. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. There's some very strange thing. Okay, thanks very much.
That weird
I don't think we've got anything else flying in, so we'll come back on to some of those later. There's more Question of the Week things, which I'll come back to in a while. You may have noticed that Modders isn't with us, having decided against all logic and sense of fair play that he would put his family first and take them off to foreign climes. The show simply wouldn't be the same without some form of contribution from him, so we were relieved to receive this message from him this morning. This is getting beyond a joke. I have not eaten in over a week, and I have been forced to sell my body to buy water for us to drink. I am being followed by a pack of dogs, and they are coming closer each day. If you rescue me, I will never forget to, and I will never forget to add the roundabout answer again. I promise. Help me. And we'll have more from Modders next week. We'll ignore the next bit because that was supposed to be something that Albie had worked out.
We should have just done the intro and sat here in silence for 30 seconds.
That would be quite... No, it doesn't have an intro either, so it's... Albie's actually been doing some work on the chants, which is coming along really well, but we'll let him do that when he returns next week. Which means it must be time for the first time to do this.
It's the franchise. It's the franchise watch. It's the franchise watch.
We were chatting about this before the show, and